Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at the Oris Aquis date Calibre 400 and the Tudor Black Bay 58. So the Oris has been sent in on loan from Saltzmans Watches. I'll leave a link in the description to their website and Instagram account. The Black Bay 58 I purchased a few months ago. I don't remember exactly when I bought it, but I have had this in my collection for a little while now. And since I've had this watch in on loan, I figured I'd do a quick comparison here. So the price points of these two watches are pretty close, actually. The Oris with the Calibre 400 on the rubber strap is $3,300, and on the bracelet is $3,500. The Tudor Black Bay 58 it's on a NATO strap, I believe, and then also the leather strap. It's either a NATO or an elastic strap. I don't remember which. But anyway, on those two straps, it's $3,375. And on the bracelet, as seen here, it is $3,700. This Oris here is the 43.5 millimeter version, but you can also get a 41.5 millimeter version. And the Tudor Black Bay 58 is, of course, 39 millimeter. So both of these I would consider dressy dive watches. You can definitely wear these for many occasions, even with the suit. I mean, I definitely wear it with the suit. I don't know if I've ever worn a tuxedo in my life, but probably wouldn't be able to wear one of these with a tuxedo. But I don't know. I'm not really a style type guy. Anyway, let's look at the dimensions. We'll talk about the Oris first. Lug to lug on Oris Aquis is 50 millimeter. Case diameter, as I already mentioned, 43.5 millimeter. Thickness, 13.4, which is not that bad considering it's a 300 meter dive watch. And then, well, I did measure the lug width before. It's not that it matters, but it's about 12.2 millimeter. Strap width here at the top, 24, and it does taper down to 18 millimeter. This watch wears very well on wrist. It's a little bit large for my wrist because I'm not going to cut the strap since it's not my watch, but it has worn very well for the little bit limited amount of time I've worn it. Crown size, 7.5 millimeter. Works well with this watch here. Nice signed crown. Very cool watch. For the 41.5 millimeter watch, the lug to lug is 48 millimeter. All right, let's look at the Black Bay 58 here. Lug to lug, 47.7 millimeter. Case diameter, as I mentioned, is 39 millimeter. Thickness, we're looking at 12 millimeter. And then the bracelet is 20, and that tapers down to 16. We have a 6.7 millimeter crown on this watch. Very nicely done here. No crown guards on this watch. Sorry about the focus on my camera here. There we go. I guess I should have cleaned it off a little bit more. That's one thing about this watch is it really picks up fingerprints, as does any watch with full polish, I guess. And I have actually picked up a couple scuffs on this watch already. Not sure how that's possible, but there it is. So anyway, got the dimensions out of the way. Let's take a quick look at the specs. As I had already mentioned, the Oris, 300 meter water resistance. Tudor, we're at 200. Both have sapphire crystals. The Oris has a ceramic bezel insert, and the Tudor has an aluminum bezel insert, which kind of adds to the vintage appeal. I would have preferred ceramic, but that's not an option. So it is what it is on this watch. It looks really good, though. Hopefully I don't scratch it up or damage it in any other way. We have a date on the Oris. The Tudor is no date. I prefer no date for a dive watch. I like the cleaner look to the dial. These both do have quite a bit of text down there above the 6 o'clock. So Aquis, pressure resistant. I probably could have done without that line. I don't know why that's on there, but anyway. 30 bar, 300 meter, and 5 days. Talking about the 5 days of power reserve. And then over here in the Tudor, got 200 meter, 660 feet. Chronometer officially certified. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment here. All right, so the Oris Aquis has an in-house movement as well as the Tudor Black Bay 58, both sweeping at 8 beats per second. Power reserve on the Aquis is an amazing 120 hours, and then the Tudor Black Bay is 70 hours. I was really impressed with the 70 hours of power reserve when I purchased this watch. Not that I really use the power reserve, but when I read the specs for this Aquis, I was amazed with the Calibre, with the Oris in-house Calibre 400 movement, 120 hours, 5 days of power reserve. Also, this watch, the Aquis, has a 10-year warranty, and the service interval for the movement is 10 years as well. These are both anti-magnetic to about 200 Gauss, just the minimum for the ISO, I think it's 764 standard. I forgot the number. So the Tudor Black Bay is COSC. It meets the COSC standard, which is an accuracy of -4 to +6 seconds per day. The Aquis they didn't submit for the COSC certification, but the movement is more than accurate for that. I read that as accurate to -3 +5 seconds. So it does meet the COSC certification, but they did not submit for that certification. I'm sure there's some kind of fee required for that. Okay, so those are the specs I wanted to cover. I thought it'd be an interesting comparison since the price point is pretty similar with the Calibre 400 movement that's in this watch. Styling, not all that similar, which is great. You could probably, I think you could have room in your collection for both of these watches. They are both dressy. I don't know. I guess it's up to you. Let me know in the comments if you would have both of these in your collection. This one's, more modern inspired, more modern styling, and this one is definitely more vintage. I still have mixed feelings on the bracelet on this thing. I don't really care for the fake rivets, but that's that's how it comes. So I might have got the bracelet dinged up too, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. This is the first luxury watch I purchased from the AD at retail, so I kind of try to baby this watch, but yeah. Anyway, let's get this on wrist, and we'll look at the Aquis as well on wrist. I would definitely say for my 6.5-inch wrist, the Tudor Black Bay is it's an amazing fit. I mean, that's why I bought this watch. I really like the styling of the watch. I like the way it fits. The thickness is good too. The bezel action on this is amazing. It's a 60-click bezel action. Feels very positive. It's very easy to turn. I mean, you can get a nice grip on it, but doesn't feel like it's going to move around on its own either. Let's see if you can hear this. Almost feels like there's little ball bearings in there that push in and out as you're turning it into little detents, but I don't know what they have going on inside of here. I'm not planning on ever taking this apart. But anyway, we'll zoom out in a moment here. Let me know in the comments which watch you prefer. I know this is 316L stainless steel, but it gets marked up like it's 904L steel. Yeah, from this view, I don't see the marks as much, so that's good. The clasp is real fun to play with on this watch too. It does have ceramic ball bearings in there. So, all right, let's get the Oris on wrist. Well, I did mention that this bracelet tapers down, but it's not in the usual way. It's basically, it kind of steps down. You have each link is at a different thickness, and then it just steps down here. I'd be curious to see how the 41.5 fits on my wrist. So still a very dressy, pretty watch, I guess I could say. The dial is just gorgeous. I like how the bezel slope matches the curvature of the crystal. You can zoom in here. I'll look at it on my wrist for a little bit, and then I'll play around with the bezel action. Bezel action is not as good on this watch as the Black Bay 58. It is 120 click, so it does have a different feel. Also, from this view, you can see the kind of the back angle on that case there, the kind of the bell shape. So this bezel is very easy to get a hold of. It doesn't sound as good as that Black Bay 58. That's a big difference. I have not played with this bezel after playing with that one. So here, let me turn this by the microphone here. Put it back to the home position. I think I have to go one more click over. There we go. I have to play with this one more time. Oh yeah, that's night and day difference. It's not, yeah, I don't know. It's not something I guess I would normally pay attention to. It's definitely one of the best bezel actions I've ever felt. Hopefully one day I can get the Rolex Submariner and compare them side by side, but I don't have one yet. So let me pause the video and then we can check out the lume on both of these watches. Here they are side by side one more time. All right, let's pause the video and we'll check out the lume. All right, so I have the Aquis in my left hand here and the Tudor Black Bay 58 in my right hand, which I'm sure you could tell by the snowflake hand and other identifying marks. So as far as which lume is brighter, I would say the brightness is about the same, but the Black Bay 58 has more. Yeah, I would say it has a little bit more lume applied to the hands, at least the hour hand for sure. The minute hands are about the same. So I hope you've enjoyed this video comparison. Please let me know in the comments which one you would choose, or maybe it's neither. Maybe there's another watch you like instead. As always, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Oh, and also please don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed.